In the previous lesson, we looked at the Bootstrap grid system, and this is ever so important. So understand that there are breakpoints, and this is what makes Bootstrap responsive, and essentially the contents and the main classes that are going to interact with these breakpoints are the grid system classes. So that's XS for extra small, SM for small, medium, large, and XL. And we saw how it affects and how it can work and present that content in different formats. So I want to also give you a way to practice Bootstrap and really get a good feel for the Bootstrap grid system. So I'm going to go over to CodePen.io, and you can actually create free public pens, and this is a great resource to just try out and see how different classes affect your Bootstrap design. So over here we can really easily add in Bootstrap, and this is one of my favorite things about CodePen is because everything is just right there for you. So if I wanted to add in under CSS and I want to quick add Bootstrap, I've got an option there, and we see we've got some other options like Foundation. So Foundation is probably the next closest competitor to Bootstrap, and we are trying to actually use Bootstrap 4, so they don't have Bootstrap 4 yet within here. So we could go over to the Bootstrap page and simply get the CDN there. So that was on that first page there, and we can bring that CDN in, which is the Bootstrap 4 library. So you can just copy that out, the link there, go over to CodePen and just replace this out and save it. So now that's all we need to do to bring Bootstrap into our web page, and now I can do the same stuff that I was doing within my editor. I can type it into the HTML, and I think we're predominantly looking at HTML, so I'll make it bigger and we'll just tidy that up. And we see that it gets presented there. So actually I did have some CSS where we were setting the borders there. So let's open up that and add in that CSS so you can see the actual borders. So we see here that as we're adding in source code, we see it gets presented within our web page. So it's created a brand new one, autosave. I just had to refresh it so that we can see the output here. And this is what the nice thing about it is, that we have the ability to really easily change values here and present it differently. So I did say that there's an LG. So let's do LG, and let's do this one at 6. And then we'll do some other ones here at 2. So LG2. So everything is going to be changing quite a bit as we update it. And this we can see, we can also give it a height here so we can see these a little bit better as well. And do an overflow hidden, so that the overflow is hidden, so we don't actually see any of them interfering with the other columns. So this is a great way to practice Bootstrap and really get familiar with how the columns behave when you do your resizing. So also taking a look, just get familiar with the different ways that we can display CSS and how it's going to work in the different column sizes. So in the next lesson, I'm going to start introducing you to some of the built-in default styling classes, such as Jumbotron. So that's one of the really nice things about Bootstrap is it's got a lot of these built-in classes that really handle a lot of things that you typically do within your website. So looking at Jumbotron in the upcoming lesson.